So my two sister friends and I decided to spend one New Year's in magical Morocco. We got to bask in such a rich culture, have some unique experiences. We laughed a lot and we made some lasting memories. So let's get into it. So where exactly is Morocco? The Kingdom of Morocco is located in northern Africa, bordered by the Mediterranean Sea in Spain to the north and the Atlantic Ocean to the west. It shares a land border with Algeria to the east and the Western Sahara to the south. Full of rich history, the country ranges from modern major cities with ancient enclaves that seem almost frozen in time to sweeping deserts and vast mountainous areas. Now, in our first city in Marrakesh, we stayed at a beautiful private home with a pool and an auntie. Auntie made us some of the best Moroccan food we probably had in our entire stay, and she took such good care of us in pure auntie style. We also had a great host that showed us to some of the hot spots around the city and was so committed to making sure that we were safe and happy in his city. And we were just so appreciative of everything that he did for us. In Marrakesh, we had a lot of fun adventures. One adventurous day, we went on a camel ride, we rode on some four-wheelers, and we went to a traditional hammam. Now, my girls will not let me live this down, but I will warn you that if you are going on a camel ride in Marrakesh, you're probably gonna be in a parking lot. Understand that Marrakesh is a major city. You are not gonna be in the sand dunes. If you truly want a whole desert moment, you're gonna need to spend about a day or two to get to where the actual desert is. Whatever, the pics were nice. Now, Hammam is a traditional spa that dates back to ancient Arabia. They're all over the city, so they range from the quick and down and dirty to the very fancy. Ours was pretty middle of the road. The experience gets you very close to your friends, so if you go in shy, you will not be when you leave. The first section of the hammam, you strip down to your birthday suit and you sit in the steam room. Then the staff ladies come in and do a full body exfoliation scrub. Then you move on to the massage area where they knead away all your worries of the day. After such a long day of laughs and new experiences, this was a perfect way for us to end the day. One thing you cannot miss out on is shopping at the souks. The souks are traditional marketplaces that have everything you did not know you wanted. From argan oil to spices to all of the caftans you ever needed. Now, the first time in the souks, our host hired a guide for us just because the souk experience can be very overwhelming. It is a lot of meandering labyrinths that go in 100 different directions, and it's a lot of stimuli, and it can just be overwhelming for some. But once we got our bearings, we were able to traverse through them with some great success. One good thing to note while you're out and about in Morocco is that the country is pretty conservative. So as you're packing, make sure you have clothing that covers your shoulders and your knees. Keep the tight clothes to a minimum. This didn't seem to be an issue when we were out and about at night, but we did tend to cover up when we were in the street during the day. This just helps to minimize any unwanted attention from the locals. One exciting experience we had on our last day in Marrakesh was we headed over to the boutique hotel Janae Tamsna. This hotel is owned by Marianne Loom Martin, this bad sister, making it the only Black female owned and operated hotel in all of Morocco. I'd previously seen her story written up in Essence, and I told my girls, we can't come all the way here and not check this woman out. So we headed over to the hotel to have a drink, and We asked to meet her, and when she came out, it was so much love, and she popped open a bottle of champagne, some Marie Césaire champagne to be exact, a black female-owned champagne brand based in France. And she dropped so many black girl magic gems on us that it was an incredible experience. We were peppering her with so many different questions, and one answer stuck out to me when we asked her, well, weren't you nervous or scared to do this since you were going to be the only one? And she kind of deadpanned us like, no, because I never thought that I couldn't do it. We like almost started applauding. We were so proud of her, and we were so grateful that she spent that time with us, and we just want to keep seeing her succeed. She is a one just bad sis, and we just love her. Our last great experience was our journey to the Blue City, Chef Shaolin. Now, if you have spent 2 seconds looking at any of the flyest Instagram pics, you've seen people striking a pose with no filter, with these beautiful cerulean backgrounds. It was my girl Allie's must do. So when your girl tells you that she's just gotta go, I mean, you gotta make it happen, and so we did. Now, getting there was an adventure of itself. It required us to first fly to Fez, which is in northern inland Morocco. It's one of the oldest and largest medieval areas of the world. We stayed in a riad, which is a traditional Moroccan home with an interior pool and courtyard. In the ancient times, the riads were the stately homes of the wealthiest residents, such as the merchants or the courtiers. These places are beautiful, amazing, incredible, and a little overwhelming. Understand that they are huge. And we loved our Game of Thrones moment of it all for the night, but I'm actually not sure if I could have stayed there much longer. To get to the riad, you had to walk through the different world of the Medina. Medinas are ancient neighborhoods characterized by narrow streets, tiny alleyways, marketplaces, and mosques. The historical purpose of the Medina was to keep out invading armies. We had to hire a guide to carry our luggage on a wheelbarrow while we hoofed it to our medieval paradise hidden behind a nondescript door. So after we got medieval for the night, we were headed on to the Blue City. We grabbed a tourist bus and drove about 3 hours north to the Blue Pearl of Morocco. Founded in 1471 in the Rif Mountains by Jews and Moors fleeing Spain, there are a variety of tales as to why this city is such a beautiful color of blue. One story says that the immigrant Sephardic Jewish community brought with them a tradition of painting buildings blue because it reminded them of the sky and the presence of God. Another version also attributes the blue to the Jewish community who arrived in Morocco fleeing Hitler's atrocities in Europe. A last version says that Chef Shaolin became the Blue City in an effort to repel mosquitoes and prevent malaria. Whatever the reason, the result was yet another magical Moroccan city. We hiked through the marketplace, took a ton of pictures, and I'm pretty sure I bought more caftans, and then we headed back to Fez. So my girls and I had a fabulous time in Morocco. I kept using the words magical because there were just so many new experiences, new worlds to explore, and I am so grateful that we were able to share that moment together for New Year's, and I just encourage anybody to experience it at least once in your life.